Welcome to your community update. I'm Angela Stepp. Thanks so much for joining us. Well, if you're watching us live on WSOT TV, we want to let you know that if you'd like to go back and re-watch some of the program today, you can find us online on YouTube. Just look for us at WSOT-TV. Do a little search there and you'll find all of our community updates, our Marion Matter with Mayor Morrell, and all the other locally produced programs that we put forth here from the WSOT TV studio. Well, I am excited to have a special guest with me here in studio. We are talking all things back to school today, and so very appropriately, we are thrilled to have the superintendent from Marion Community Schools joining us here, Mr. Keith Burke. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. Excited to be back.
You have had one whirlwind of a summer.
I have.
And there's a lot of preparation happening right now because school starts in just a few short days.
It's amazing. We're about ready to get our students back, and this is always the time where we're so excited, and also just, again, I'm a former coach and a former athlete, and it's almost like this pregame jitters. We're ready. We know we're prepared. We know that we're ready to go, but we want to see those faces and get going and get it moving and get the kids back in and start back. We're, like I say, we're ready to go.
Oh, well then let's talk about some of the stuff that's happening, because speaking of being ready to go, today, right now, July 31st, big kickoff for anybody who needs to register their student, all grade levels. That's going to be happening today at the high school.
Absolutely.
And I understand there's a couple of time spans. It's going to be noon to 4 p.m. today. So if you have a lunch break and you need to get over to the high school to register your child, you can. And then there's a break there for supper and folks to be able to get off work. And then they're going to have another window of time from 6 to 8 p.m. And this, again, is for all grade levels.
Yes, absolutely. If anybody needs any help, we'll have individuals there to help them, to walk them through the process. Sometimes technology is not always friendly for everyone.
Right.
I'm one of those people, but we have people that understand it and are great and will be willing to help you and get you through it. So please come out to Marion High School, get all the help you need, get your student registered, and get them going so we can have a smooth start to the school year.
Is there any information that parents, new parents, new to the area, perhaps new to the school system, is there any information that they should bring with them to register their child?
Well, again, if it's a new student, we definitely would need some form of address, things like that. State of Indiana makes us confirm all addresses, also any allergies, things like that, and also birth certificate if you have one. Keep everything on file, and parent contacts and emergency contacts, have that stuff ready because it'll be in there. So make sure, in this day of cell phones, a lot of people don't remember numbers, so make sure that you have those numbers that you need ready to go, so that we can, and make sure they're accurate and updated, so that we can ensure that if we need to get a hold of you, that your student will be able to call you, because I will tell you that's going to hit on something that I'm going to get to later about cell phones. So, just want to make sure that we have accurate information.
Very good. That's very good. And I'm so glad you bring up the point that not everybody remembers phone numbers these days.
Yes.
So very important to have that. I also understand that today, again, July 31st, Wednesday, 3 to 6 p.m. at McCullough Junior High School, we're going to have a back to school open house. Now that is something that is great for students who are transitioning out of elementary school, right?
Yes.
And they get a chance to see where they're going to be for the next year.
Yeah, the Justice students that are coming out of Justice, again, they can go to McCullough, check out their classroom, check out the building, and again, walk around and just see what's going on at their new school. It'll be a great time for them, and we'll have other open houses coming up that we'll talk about, and it's like I said, it's time, it's go time. So
it is go time.
We're excited. I was out actually in all the buildings over the last few days, and just making sure that everything's ready to go, and gave Mr. Kaloff some last minute things I wanted done, and they're working on those. And again, the buildings look great, and just ready for those kids to get in there.
Yeah, over summer there's a lot of maintenance work that's done on a lot of projects that are put off when it's when the building's a little bit more calm, a little quieter, And I'm curious, do you have any projects that you want to share or spotlight, or do you want to save those until?
Well, I mean,
a
you know,
little later?
again, I think that the main thing that we always do is just a real thorough cleaning. But yes, we have new playgrounds in all of our elementary schools,
Really?
which are absolutely beautiful. You know, a lot of things going on for our kids. So I hope they get out and see those. They're very, very nice. Put a lot of work in there, and they just look great. So excited for our kids to see those elementary students, because I will tell you that not just the academics are extremely important at that age. So is play, and so is fun. And so
Yeah.
we're going to have great equipment for our students to do that.
Oh, you know, I can't think of a single child that wouldn't look forward to having access to a brand-new playground, and that recess time that you have, that's always something that's so cherished by the elementary age students.
Absolutely,
Right?
absolutely.
Oh, so we should probably keep on the calendar. We've got a back-to-school family night coming up then tomorrow, August the 1st. This is going to be at Justice Intermediate School, and it's from 5:30 to 7 p.m. And
Correct.
this is going to be a great chance for students to be able to find their lockers.
Absolutely, and whether you were just a student last year or new coming into Justice, it's a great opportunity to see your lockers and to find out and get to meet the individuals that are in charge of the building and the teachers. It's just a great time to get to know and get ready for the school year, and so we're excited. I know they have things ready to go, and they always do such a wonderful job of getting the students in there. And you know, we're very fortunate. We have, you know, Heather leading the building, and have some other people. Kari Persinger just does such a great job with the media center and ensuring that the students are taken care of. And we just have a lot of good people that really care about kids, and that's what it's about.
There's also a lot of clubs and activities that students
Tons.
can get involved with at Justice. Yes?
Absolutely. Athletics, and then also band, and then just so many different clubs, the STEM-related clubs. Anything that they're interested in, I guarantee they're going to find an
They're gonna
activity there
find
for
it?
them.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm curious, with all your years' experience working with students and the various levels, how exciting is it for them when they come to the open house for that first time and they get that locker and they feel like, okay, I'm rooted, this is a new time, it's a new period, new transition in my life, and there's got to be a little excitement, and there's got to be a little bit of maybe nervousness for the new. What is that like? What do you, every year for you to be able to walk in and see that excitement on the faces?
Well, I can tell you two things. One thing that's funny is that you do see that excitement and you see that joy, but you also see that fear a little bit, especially when they're
unknown.
going to a different building. And so you have that sense of excitement, but also that apprehension. And I think it's really cool to see them when they come in, and then see them 3 months later, how they've acclimated, because students, you know, some of them that were really nervous are the ones that are the most outgoing and excited. It's really cool to just see that transition as they make friends and they meet their new teacher and their administrators, and they're enjoying it. It's pretty awesome to see that transformation in some of them. And they're all excited to come in, just always a little bit nervous. That's what I tell teachers. I will say we had our new teacher orientation. I was telling them in the first 3 to 5 days, students usually don't say a whole lot. Don't think that means that they're not going to say a whole lot. They're just not comfortable yet.
Yeah.
So you know, you got to bring them out of their shell and get to know them. So it's always a fun time. And that first day. And one thing I will tell you, I haven't been told yet. I told our transportation director that find a bus driver that wants Mr. Burke, and Mr. Burke's going to ride the bus with him on the very first day and the very first morning. And I just love to see picking up those kids in the first day. So it's going to be fun. I'm going to get on the bus at probably 5:30 in the morning, start picking up our elementary kids, and
That's gonna be a
it's
great day.
great to see them just, you know, again back in our schools and ready to go. So we're
That's
very
fabulous.
excited.
That
Yes.
is fabulous. I love that. So again, for folks who have students that are going to be going into Justice, that's going to be 5:30 to 7 p.m. tomorrow, Thursday, August the 1st. So great opportunity for you to let your child have a chance to find their way around their new surroundings in a non-stressful atmosphere. And then Keith, we have another opportunity also. There's freshman orientation coming up on August the 5th at the high school. And that's another huge transition for students to move into the high school level.
Absolutely. The freshman orientation, again, 4 to 6, I believe, on Monday, the 5th, which is crazy. It's our first teacher day back. Great opportunity also, again, to see all the different clubs, activities, sports, At at the high school ROTC, there are so many different avenues you can get involved in. I will tell you that our school corporation does a great job of making sure that we have things for every interest. So many clubs, so many activities. And what I will say to parents, get your students involved. If you want to have a connection to your school, and if you want to grow and you want your student to be the best student, get them involved. Get them involved in things after school. Get them involved in the school to where they have pride in their school, they feel good about their school, and they're a part of their school. Let them have that opportunity, because again, so many different opportunities for growth in band, choir, arts, athletics, JROTC, the GRCC programs, all of our wonderful career educated programs. Get the kids involved. Get them involved, because again, there are so many different opportunities for our students to find what they have a passion for.
You know, I am amazed as I get the opportunity to learn more about Marion Community Schools, the programs and opportunities that are offered to students and their families. It is so impressive, and you can tell there's a great deal of work and effort that goes into making those things available to the students, but there's also an obvious love for the well-being for the students and a pride that comes through as well. That giant pride shows really well.
Absolutely.
And I have to say, I have a little note, my director, I am so thankful he can send me little messages here. He gave me the specific times. I want to make sure the back to school freshman orientation on August the 5th, it runs through 6:30 p.m. No, I'm sorry, I'm reading wrong. It starts at 4 p.m., yes. But there is a back-to-school elementary open house that is going to be happening at all of the elementaries that run from 5 to 6:30 p.m.
Yes.
So that's what sorry about that. Okay, so now that I've sufficiently confused everyone, I should just stick to the expert here and let him keep me on track here. But the elementary schools, that's another, you're going to have your freshman orientation, right?
Yes.
But the elementary schools, again, this is a great chance for them to be able to come in and walk through the elementary school. And for for your kindergarten students, first time.
Even preschool.
And preschool.
Yes, yes,
oh, really?
Yes.
So it's a new building.
It's a great opportunity, again, for our families to come in, to get to know their teachers, to get to see the facilities, to get to meet their administrator. The elementaries are always, again, so well attended. Our parents are so involved, and it's awesome. Again, like we say, when that excitement of seeing the really young kids come into their building, it is really cool, especially the really young ones. It's just and tearjerkers for mom and dad, I will tell you that.
You know, that's never an easy thing to send your little one off to school for that first day, into that separation that happens. You just, okay, and you just watch your watch and you think, okay, how much longer, counting the minutes, and then, everything, but it's a part of life, and you gotta let them grow up a little bit.
And I will tell you, parents, I have the stress just like you do, because I will tell you that every single superintendent, that first day of school, is waiting to be told that every student has been dropped off and got home.
Yeah.
Because we know that those parents are worried, and it just gives us that sense of relief. That first day is always one where you get worried that a kindergarten kid's going to slide off and try to get on another bus. Fortunately, we've not had that, but it's always a nerve-wracking experience, and I know it is for parents. But we will do everything within our power to ensure that your student is at the right place at the right time. Our teachers do a wonderful job of getting the kids on the right bus, and again, just a lot of fun, a lot of excitement, and ready to go.
So much care.
Absolutely.
So talk to us a little bit. You mentioned just a moment ago, you had said something about cell phones. And I know there's some changes that are coming.
Yes.
Students across the state. Would you like to share with us a little bit about that?
Yeah, the thing is, you have to have a policy on cell phones, and the thing that people really don't realize, we already have a policy on cell phones, and our cell phone policy really mirrors the state. So what the policy is, and I'm going to go into a second part on that because enforcement is a different thing. What the policy is that students are not allowed to have their cell phones out unless the teacher says it's okay in a classroom, okay? And if they use it for educational purposes, that's fine when the teacher does give them permission to do that. Mm-hmm. The difference is that we have become a little bit more loose, as a lot of school corporations have, of not enforcing that. I can tell you that with the state of Indiana's new laws, we will be enforcing that. Parents, if we take a cell phone, you will have required to come in and pick it up, and the kid won't get it back until you come in and pick it up. So you need to understand that student cell phones are not going to be allowed except for in certain areas by certain teachers if they need to use it for sometimes they play games that the students answer questions on the screen with their technology. We don't want to take that away.
Right.
But it is not to be used for social. So when we talked about having those parent numbers and emergency contacts updated, that will give you the peace of mind that you need that somebody can get a hold of you if they need to, because we don't want our cell phones out during the class. We don't want our students not engaged. And not only us, the state of Indiana has told us that that's a law. So we have no choice. So the thing is that we are going to enforce the law.
Yes.
And our students will have their cell phones as needed for educational purposes, and in some passing periods, common areas, but in the classrooms, they are not allowed.
Let's talk on that just a moment. So for a point of clarification, students are permitted to carry a cell phone on their person,
Yes.
but it needs to stay stowed away in a pocket or a bag.
Yes,
not out during class time.
My hope would be that parents would encourage the students just to turn them off and then turn them back on at the end of the day, or when they're going to lunch, turn them back on, turn them back off. Again, it's the reason for this, and just being real transparent, is there is a lot of data out there that shows that about a lot of the school's problems come from social media, come from students texting back and forth. A lot of it's not really interaction together. It's stuff that's caused by he said, she said on social media. We don't want our kids doing that. We want them to learn. We want them about their education. And I can tell you another thing too. We're gonna take a hard line. I'm gonna take a hard line on disruptive behaviors. I want our students there to learn, and every student deserves a chance to learn. So parents are going to have to be partners of ours, and if your student is not doing what's right in the classroom, you're going to have to help us get them right. Because the thing is every student deserves the opportunity to be taught and to be everything they can be. So we're going to hold our kids accountable to behave in classrooms. We're not going to play with that this year. That's something that we've talked about and we've been very intentional on. Now, does that mean you're going to kick every kid out for everything? No. But the thing is that we're going to address behaviors. We're going to talk with parents. We're going to ask for your help on these behaviors too, because our goal is to educate every child, every single child, and to give them a chance. When I was high school principal, I used to tell them what I want our students to do is when they walk across that stage, for them to make their decision of what they want to do with their life and not someone else making it for them because they're not prepared.
Yes.
And so if they want to be a doctor, I want to give them the opportunity to do that. If they want to be a construction worker, I want to give them the opportunity to do that. If they want to work at McDonald's, that's perfectly fine. I want to give them the opportunity to do that. But they need to be able to make that choice, and they need to be able to have choices, not have their profession, their lives chosen for them because of lack of education.
Yeah.
Because education is a great equalizer.
Yeah. And having that cell phone out, having that social media, the distraction.
Yes.
You think about students are learning new concepts and theories, etc., every day. And when you are trying to learn a new concept or new theory or whatever, introduced to something new, you need to put your full focus and attention on that, and until it kind of takes root and you grasp it fully. And if you are distracted because your cell phone is buzzing and going off, or you are wanting to engage in social interaction at a time when you need to be focused, you're not going to be retaining that information, and it is going to be disruptive for the students as well as for the teachers, other kids. It's going to encourage them to have the phones out to be able to engage in that social interaction, kind of like you were just saying, the he said, she said.
Yeah.
And I think also overall mental health for the students, this will be a very beneficial factor for students.
Agree
as well.
100%. Agree 100%. Again, like I said, there are times and places for the technology, and we're not poo-pooing technology. This is a technological world. But what I'll say is, as you say, the distractions. Even adults, what I do now, even our cabinet meetings, which is our lead people, and you know who it's hardest on? It's hardest on Mr. Burke, because Mr. Burke is responsible for the entire district. So this cell phone shells me a lot during our meetings. They all go up. They all go up. I don't want my administrators looking at their cell phones during meetings. We have to focus on what we're doing. Same thing with kids. And that distraction, it does change things. So if you get a text from someone that tells you something's upsetting, well, what's your mind do? Go
Right.
straight to that, you're forgetting about what you've learned.
Exactly.
And that's what we want our students to do, is focus on the learning. There are so many, like I said, great opportunities for our kids. And, I could harp on a million opportunities, but one thing I will tell you is, if your students want to get a great education, there is no better place to be in Marion Community Schools. And I'll just throw an example out there. I don't know a school in Grant County, and frankly, I don't know a school in the state that can say that 100% of their kids pass the AP calculus exam.
Really?
And Marion Community Schools has that. And we have so many other opportunities, not just calculus, in other areas where we are so far above the state and national average in our pass scores. Kids that want to get an education, we have phenomenal opportunities for them to do so. They just need to come and do the work, and we have the pathways for them to be successful.
I love it, and distraction-free.
Exactly.
Speaking of wonderful opportunities, we were talking about we've still got a few minutes left here. We were talking about some of the clubs and activities, and earlier you'd mentioned band, and I understand that the Giants marching band, they put on a free community show earlier this week, and it was pretty outstanding. And we've got some footage to show.
Awesome.
Yeah, so let's pause here real quick. We're going to play some footage so you can see the Marching Giants in action. This is going to be some video footage of them practicing in preparation for the big show that they just put forth.
Raise your line. Take your feet up.
Wow, that was just practice. That wasn't even a full show. Was that outstanding or what?
Pretty awesome. And like I told you off the air that I did not go last night. I was on mom duty, and that's another story for another day. But my assistant superintendent, Miss Lockwood, went and told me that it was going to be great, because the reason I did not go also is I wanted to see the show in person. I'm going on Friday,
Yes.
and they are performing at 11:30 at the State Fair. So we'd love to see any Giants there Friday.
Oh, yes.
Indiana State Fair, 11:30. Watch the Giants perform, and it's always a fun day at the State Fair for the kids. A long day. I will tell you this right now, that I'm a former football coach, and I can tell you that Josh Huff and the band staff, and the kids, they work as hard as any athletic program that you
Oh,
would
yeah.
ever see out there.
Oh, yeah.
And those guys work from day to night, and I am so impressed with the work ethic of our students and our adults. Again, rain, shine, they're working, and just so impressive. And Josh and Christina Huff are such a gift to this corporation. They love the
Yeah.
kids, and they just do a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
And our band program has definitely thrived because of them, and the choir program, the junior
And
high, and
Christina.
it's just again, so many great things. Ron Ways in the junior high does such a great job. We're just so fortunate to have individuals that pour into our kids that are just great role models and phenomenal teachers.
Oh, yeah, and right there, that's a great opportunity. You were saying for the freshmen who are getting plugged in to the high school, right there, that's a great opportunity for them if they're in band to maybe explore a new program, get involved with the marching band.
Absolutely. Like I said, it's a great thing, and we just so many opportunities for those kids. If you don't take advantage of something, it's your own fault because we have something for everyone.
You really do. You really do. All right. So keeping an eye on time, is there anything else that we need to make sure to share with folks as we wrap up the program?
Last thing I'll say is May 7th, or May 7th, August 7th, first day with students is Wednesday. So we're excited to have our students back. And again, that's always one of the best times of the year, seeing those kids for the first time walk back into the building. So we're excited to have you, and we're going to have a great year.
So that means that next Wednesday, when we are doing the community update here, you are going to be filled all classrooms to capacity with students for the kickoff of the new year.
Yes, we will.
Well, thank you, Superintendent Burke, for coming and
Thank you
joining
for
us,
having
for
me.
sharing all of the exciting giant news. Wow, what an incredible summer. And I know that everybody's looking forward to a fantastic new school year.
Sure are. I'm looking forward to service our kids.
And we'll be keeping your mom in our thoughts and prayers as well for a speedy recovery.
Thank you so much.
All right, well, I have a couple of other things that I need to share with you. Before we wrap up today, we have a concert that's going to be happening. This is going to be concerts at the stage at the James Dean Memorial Stage in Fairmount. That's going to be from 7 to 8:30 p.m. The Jay Baker Band is going to be performing. So if you would like to check out some nice live music this evening, then you can do that there. Also coming up, the big 52nd annual Van Buren Popcorn Festival is going to be happening August the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. So let me give you a quick rundown of some of the things that are going to be happening. They've got a parade coming up on Thursday at 6:30 p.m. They have their big annual Popcorn Festival parade that happens. They've got music concerts every night. Of course, food, craft vendors, etc. going on. Big fireworks display on Saturday at 10:45 p.m. Of course, they're going to have the IGTPA tractor pull at 7 p.m. on Friday. Saturday's a big day. They've got the baby parade. They have the Colonel Classic 5K run. They even have a kids fun run that's going to be happening. They've of course got the car and motorcycle show. So a lot of things happening there. It's family food, fun, free, and all kinds of events happening at the 52nd Annual Van Buren Popcorn Festival. Again, August the 1st through the 3rd. Also, coming up August the 2nd in Gas City, they're going to be having their first Friday event, 6 to 9 p.m. Free for the kids. They've got a big kids zone area set up with all kinds of fun. Of course, they're going to have live music at the Hutchins Pavilion on the lawn. And again, food, craft vendors, etc. are going to be out. And that's a great time for everybody there at the Gas City First Friday. And one more thing to share with you. We have on August 3rd from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., the Fairmount Farmers Market. That's got over 50 vendors that are going to be attending. Now, as I wrap up today, I want to let you know that you'll want to stay right here with us if you're watching us on WSOT TV Live, because we are going to be broadcasting the first ever episode of Marion Matters with Mayor Morrell following today's community update. That's going to be 30 minutes of all kinds of information pertaining to the city of Marion. We're talking about all Marion matters because Marion does matter. And we are so glad that Mayor Morrell has partnered with us to be able to bring that information to you each and every month, new highlights about all the things happening throughout the city. Well, if you would like to support today's community update, then we want to let you know it's an outreach ministry of Sunnycrest Baptist Church. That's what WSOT TV is. We've been broadcasting throughout Marion, Grant County, and North Central Indiana for over 40 years, and it is a nonprofit ministry, so we are supported by gifts and donations. If you would like to support, go to sunnycrestchurch.org. That's sunnycrestchurch.org. Click on the donate button and choose WSOT TV. Your gift of any amount will be greatly appreciated. That's all the time that we have. Stay tuned for some more quality family programming that you can trust, and that's going to be Marion Matters with Mayor Morrell here in a minute, right here on Sunnycrest Outreach Television. God bless.